Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. By the way, why do I always stop my videos with being like everyone? Like I'm gonna break out in some kind of operatic performance. How are you all? I'm so sad I didn't put up a video last week. I was kind of 70% through a video and then what felt like the sky was falling. I am big on perspective, so I don't say that lightly. I'm going to explain everything now. So what I want you to do is sit down, get a cup of tea, and whilst we're on that topic, another Home Sense belter. How pretty is this mug? It's like a scallop detail, it's got little knobbly bits here. It is blue and white flowers, it's huge. It's just the most perfect mug. A nice sweet tea. So I want you guys to do the same, because we're going to have a big catch up. The sun has come out here and I'm so excited about it. It's felt like spring, like it's got to 5 o'clock and it's not been pitch black. I love autumn and winter so much. Normally I love the dark nights, however I am ready for spring this year. I just feel like I'm going to appreciate it in a whole new way. You can hear the dogs growling and play fighting on the sofa behind this camera. Now it might get annoying. Whiskey, Riley, no. Riley is so funny. Riley's the chilled one, but she's the silent assassin. Like she starts the scraps. So I actually don't know where to begin. You guys have watched our last few weeks in this house. Since Christmas we moved in here. We moved in just before Christmas. And I've been saying how much I completely adore this. I've always been honest about the fact that this is a rental. We don't own yet. That we've been working towards that. And that we were under offer with a house in Snows Hill before Christmas. And it fell through a week before due to an issue with the septic tank. Not important. There's so many reasons why I'm going to talk to you guys about this past week. One of them is just because as a renter you have to be so careful with what agents say, how you interpret things. Interpretation and perspective is such a responsibility, because whatever someone says to you is filtered through your experience, your wants, your desires, your hopes, and whatever's going on in your life in that moment in time. So what someone says to you is not necessarily how you receive it. That being said, on my first viewing at this house, it was told to me that the owners, who are Australian, or one of them is Australian, are waiting for the wife to get citizenship and then they're selling once they know. I mentioned that on my channel and it has got to Australia. So, good day, mate. Let me just sort these dogs out because I can't concentrate. So whether that was the case originally, that they were looking to move over to Australia or not, fact is today they have either changed their mind or they never were and the estate agent just kind of told me what I wanted to hear. Both of which are fine. Both of which I wouldn't take somebody to the standover. I wouldn't get annoyed and waste valuable emotion and time on. That's me though, and it's not necessarily the same for everybody else within this situation. Another lesson that I want to share with you is, as a tenant, which a lot of us are in this country, you are signing a legal agreement that has been drawn up by a solicitor. That being said, estate agents who are not lawyers add, amend, take away clauses within that legal document. And that causes a lot of risk, may cause confusion, which may end up with a ugly situation, maybe court, maybe needing a barrister, all of these kind of dramatic endings. What I would say on this part is, if you are getting into a contract with an estate agency and therefore a landlord, make sure you know which clauses have been amended and added at the request of the owners, and if that therefore has been checked over by a solicitor or if you want it to be, okay? Another lesson I wanted to share with you is just simply to educate yourself on your rights as a tenant. Tenants are really protected in this country. There is also changes that have already happened this year and are going to happen in the next few months. I think I heard wind of something like a tenancy length is going to be a non-issue. It's just always going to be a rolling contract, but I don't know the extent of that detail and that new rule. So don't quote me on it. In fact, on that note, don't quote me on anything. I am an individual, one of very, very many individuals who's decided to talk to friends via social media, make new friends via social media, and share my life experiences at the tender age of 31 with people. I want to connect, I want to help. If I can make one person sat at home on a Saturday morning feel less lonely by watching my videos, that gives me more fulfillment than any job I've had. We are in a country where people fought for freedom of speech. People fought for us to have the ability to talk freely, discuss, debate, investigate. We are so lucky to have the freedom that we do in this day and age. Some people forget that although you might disagree with my opinion and my statements, it doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong. It doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong. Even if I say something completely factual, there will be somebody out there who is absolutely putting their life on the fact that it's incorrect. That is because that person has been through a certain experience to make them feel that way. It all comes down to wisdom, growth, and life experience of how you interpret everything that people are saying to you. I am simply innocently sharing my life in the Cotswolds, new motherhood. I have 2 beautiful working Cocker Spaniel dogs, and I have an absolutely heroic, stunning, epic, intelligent, funny 2-year-old daughter who I worship and I live for. She is literally my idol and she's 2 years old. I want to share that because when I first had Etta, I lived in a very remote area and I really wanted to try and find a fellow mum living in the countryside on the internet, and I couldn't. I found loads and loads of influencers living in the Cotswolds and living in the countryside and living in England, but not mums in my kind of position where I'm not an influencer couple with my husband. These are his words, not mine. He very much stays in his lane and I stay in mine. So I wanted to feel more connected to people when I was alone in the house in a remote area. That's why I've done my channel, and I really hope it resonates with 1 person, 2 people, I don't know. That's my goal here, and I'm absolutely adoring YouTube. I love creating videos and I love creating a story and sharing moments with you. I will know a moment when I'm in it. Not all the time, but I make sure that I'm self-aware enough to realise a good moment when I'm in it. To be able to capture that is a gift. I'm going to lighten this back up now and get back to the point. I hope you realise that me telling you my personal life of what happened this past week is purely to share lessons learned in the hope that it resonates. I have not done anything that actually damages a home. I have added my style. That being said, it's caused drama. It's me. I'm the problem, it's me. Apparently so. Apparently so. I don't know if the owners are homesick. What it has resulted in, however, is... 1 second. I keep getting interrupted. I'm so sorry. I mean, that is just life though. Our tenancy here is at risk, which honestly, I'm smiling because it is, if I didn't laugh, I'd cry. And I have cried a lot. I cried all day Friday. I cried all day Saturday. The agents have been over to inspect the property and the agent literally said the house looks lovely. I don't see any issues here. So that was lovely. And we had that reassurance. And then the next day, there was a change of mind again. I hope you guys agree that anything I've showed you within this house, I've never given away the address, the names of the owners, any indication where we live other than it's in the Cotswolds. Anything I've added has been completely, wholeheartedly within the style of the property. And I have so much respect and love and passion for this house, the bones of it. I have just simply tried to complement it by adding little additions that are smart and great for organisation, for family life, but also look lovely. So I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know what's going to happen the next week, but the next week is gonna be crucial for our future. And I'm mortified, embarrassed, angry, pissed off, upset, everything about the fact that we have literally just moved in here and I truly saw it as the forever home. Like I wanted to be buried in the Blackberry Gardens, you know what I'm saying? That was the magnitude of how I found this home to be. In my soul, it touched me. So stay tuned. This is a very heavy chat. I hope it's okay I've opened up to you. I want your opinion. I also want to spread any knowledge and wisdom I've learned from going through this. I understand both sides of every story and I always will try to. I'm also always going to turn any kind of situation into a positive and into a light-hearted manner. That's where my mind goes. That being said, we'll see what happens. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me and let's have some fun. I was thinking we could go to Bicester Village. Haven't been in a very long time, and Mama needs a pick-me-up. Mama needs a bit of a... I need to make myself feel sparkly again, okay? So I was thinking, let's go to Bicester Village. Let's see what's going on. Obviously spring is coming. Bicester Village never has current stock in. That's its whole thing, is its previous stock discounted prices most of the time. However, I'm just so excited to go. I want to look for home stuff, no matter where our home's going to be. I want to look at Ralph Lauren Kids, because I love a little special dress for Etta every now and again. I want to look for skincare. I want to have a look at handbags for summer, all of it. So let's get in the car and go to Bicester and have an absolutely epic day together. Okay? Good morning, everyone. We have just arrived at Bicester. I last spoke to you a couple of days ago, and honestly I nearly scrapped what I filmed so far because it's really turning quite I'm not even going to put a word on it. I'm just going to go my situation with my my home situation. Even saying my home effectively is you know. But I saw a quote the other day, and honestly it hit here. It hit right the soul. The soul was hit. The soul was hit. And it said, some people rest, some people switch focus. And that is me down to a T, and my family. We have never, ever, ever sat and dwelled on an idea that hasn't worked, or a situation that hasn't gone to plan, or an idea that hasn't, you know, grown legs and gone somewhere, theoretically. If you do sit and dwell on these things and let people knock you down and let situations bring down your energy and your vibration, it's a long old life. It's a long old life, and it's negative and it's hard. I will never do that, and I will never allow myself to do that. I am always going to pick myself up, and it's on to the next idea, on to the next obsession, on to the next situation. And that's what we're doing. I have a new idea that I want to do as a business. I don't know if I'm going to actually end up being able to take it the whole way that is in my mind. This idea has become my entire personality. From the moment I went to bed last night, from the moment I woke up, like, I become obsessed with things. Only healthy things, but I am now obsessed with this, and it is such a healthy outlet to me. So I'm really excited, because being at Bicester today further ignites the inspiration behind it. So the places we are going to go to today at Bicester that are my priority, because I've realised this, you go to Bicester Village, you need to arrive with purpose. If you don't know what you want or what you're looking for, and if you even want anything at all, you'll just aimlessly wander and end up maybe buying something that you definitely don't need, or just wasting time. I have a mission. The places I want to go to is Chloe, Ralph Lauren's always been my favourite brand. I also want to look at the Zaluni, like, matcha tea place. The White Company, obviously, naturally. The kids stuff specifically in the White Company. And there's a few others. So let's have a little wander together. It's 10 a.m. It's really interesting. If you go online, it says that Bicester opens at 9, but actually a lot of the shops only open at 10, so it can be quite misleading. But I'm so excited. So yeah, come with me. really, really was. And actually they're meant to be, well, a few of the shops were telling me that tonight they are all changing over to new stock. So I'm glad I went when I did. Let me just show you, let me show you the stuff that I got. First of all, I've always wanted one of these Ralph Lauren shirts. I wanted to get it in a really big size, and just in the summer on top of little shorts with Uggs or cowboy boots or sandals, and in the winter just like this, like obviously can tuck it in. I literally got size extra large because I wanted that oversized, really chilled look. But for me it just gives, you know, Nancy Meyers movie, like literal, like I'm Chessie from The Parent Trap, and actually she is such a style icon to me. Another thing I got from Ralph Lauren, there's also extra large, is this quite thin cardigan. Once again, I just thought in the summer with like a little white skirt or shorts, and then in the winter again, I just love pieces of clothing that you can wear in all 4 seasons in just different ways. But I wanted it to be a lot looser than it's meant to be because I just prefer that style. I've never liked fitted clothes, even if they fit me I feel like a bit, I don't know, I just like a looser fit. So I got that as well, which I really, really love, and it was a bargain. And then I got a couple bits for Etta, which I'm so excited about. Got this little cap for her just so that she is the coolest girl in the world all summer long. Not that she wouldn't already be, but yeah, just a little Ralph Lauren cap, because obviously long hot summer is coming for my little girl. I also got this blanket from Ralph Lauren Kids. It's literally just got the little Ralph Lauren bears on. I wanted to get it for her when she was a baby, but I never did, and it's actually only £30, yeah. But I never got it. Was he off? Because I just don't want to spend the money, and I didn't want it to be like something I only use for 1 year. But actually even now, like she's not having a duvet in bed yet, but she's starting to have like blankets and stuff. So even this is like a really nice light summer blanket for her in her cot. And also just have in the car, particularly also when I do take her swimming in the summer around here, to take the wet towel off her and then put her in the car wrapped in something nice and warm. This kind of thing is going to be perfect. I just know I'm going to use this to absolute death, and actually I wish I got more because the price is just so good. Only one more thing I got, and I really love it, and you wouldn't even notice it. So I didn't realise that there is an Astrid and Miu there at Bicester Village nowadays. And you know how you can get the welded bracelets at Astrid and Miu? I had one of those when I lived in London, so a good few years ago now. I think I actually got the bracelet welded maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And I had it for about 18 months, and then really weird, one day I just got really claustrophobic and I just cut it off. And I regretted it ever since because I thought it was a really, really cool piece of jewellery to just have, and obviously you can't take it off because it's welded on. And now they do the welding on necklaces and also rings. So I have a signet ring. I never wear my rings. I always just take them off and I forget to put them back on. Even my marital stack, so my engagement ring, wedding ring, and then I've got another one as well, my stack, I just never wear my rings. It's really silly. So I got on my pinky, because I love a pinky ring, I got an Ashton Miu solid gold kind of welding, and I absolutely love it because it's kind of 2 different metals, and I just think it looks, sorry Riley, I just think it looks really cool just kind of on there. And obviously I can technically pull it off, but I never would, and it fits really, really, really nicely. Won't come off when I wash my hands and all that kind of thing. I just thought that was super cool piece of jewellery to just obviously keep on for as long as it wants to stay on for. Good morning everybody. It is a beautiful spring-like Sunday, kind of like beginning afternoon, and I thought I would just quickly open up the camera now. I'm so annoyed at myself for not posting for 2 weeks, but I haven't had a choice. It's so complicated. It's like, honestly, strap yourselves in for when I update you on all this drama. But anyway, regardless, positive, we are going to get in the car now and we're going to Barnsley area, which is where there is a pig, as in, obviously there's lots of pigs in the Cotswolds. I mean, you know, the Pig Hotel. I've actually never been. I think the original one is much more south. They opened one up in the Cotswolds maybe 2 years ago. I've never been, but that's the area we're going to today, because also owned by the pig in that village is called the Village Pub. And it's such a gorgeous area and a beautiful pub. We've been once before. I think I took you guys a year ago when we went to the Village pub. But we're going with our really, really, really good friends, Emma and James. Emma is also Etta's godmum, which is so cute. But yeah, we absolutely adore them. And we haven't seen James since like October. But we saw Emma quite recently. And they're just such busy bees. So when we get to see them, honestly, I get like so excited. So we're about to go for a lovely, lovely Sunday lunch. We've just got back from being up north at my parents' house. My mum's come back with us, with me and Etta, because she's going to babysit Etta so that we can really kind of sit and have lunch and catch up with Emma and James, because Lord knows with a toddler sitting in a restaurant isn't straightforward. So I'm very grateful for my mum for having Etta, and I just cannot wait for a big catch up. So I thought I'd take you guys with us, show you the Village pub, show you the menu, show you the vibes and the village itself, maybe nip into the pig. I'm really hoping to nip in just to see the vibe. Obviously you guys know how obsessive I am about decor, and I know obviously it's going to be stunning in there. Come and join us to the Village pub in Barnsley.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Right, we're currently at the pig.
Featuring
Currently having lunch. It's Stella. Gone for the sticky toffee pud. Nothing like a dog on camera. Anyway, back to B-roll. Let's go.
Hello my lovely friends, I hope you're good. Last time I saw you was at the Village pub with Emma and James and Maeve, which was so nice. I ended up just getting lots of bits from the bar snacks menu. I have to say, the pubs in this area, the bar snacks is where the party's at. Let me tell you, the bar snacks tickle every single craving. I don't even look at the main menu anymore. Girls, come in please. I just thought I would have a little catch up, because at the beginning of the video I was very vague, and I have to remain so in terms of my tenancy. I also feel like I want to confide in you guys. I've built up just a little diddy one, but nonetheless a community. For me to just all of a sudden kind of stop seems quite silly and definitely feels very unnatural. I want to explain the reasons why I've been trying to distance from my normal content. I'm gonna put you on the cake stand. For now, it's going on 2 weeks since I haven't posted, and I can't tell you how frustrating that is for me, because I really put a lot into thinking about what I'm gonna post about, what I'm gonna include, what I'm gonna share this week, and to be told not to post, and also to hide the videos I have posted whilst living in this property, it just feels very unjust, and it feels very unfair. I just think that although I have, I believe, always shown, but especially now want to show respect to my landlords, there is also nothing said and no rules against me having a YouTube. It's not a business being run in a property. This whole social media aspect of a tenancy and rights and things like that is very, very vague, and it's a very grey area. And I think situations like this makes kind of estate agents panic a bit, because they don't know how to handle a situation, because there is nothing said that I can't film a YouTube from a property I am renting. And to be clear, when you rent a property, it's legally your home for the time that you have rented it for. There's definitely lots of blurred lines going on in my life and my tenancy and communications with the landlords and the estate agency right now. I want to include you guys in it because a lot of people these days are doing social media or trying to, or just doing it as a hobby or in some kind of capacity. And you guys might come across a similar situation if you're renters. So I think it's important to share the way this goes and the progression of the situation that I am in. I've hidden my videos, but I think I'm going to put them back on because at this point, I'm doomed if I do and I'm doomed if I don't, it would seem. So therefore, what's the difference? Still, I still have to be obviously very, very vague, and my dad will say to me, why are you sharing anything? Like, this is private life. But obviously my generation is quite different, and also I like to share things and I get a lot of happiness and joy of not feeling like I'm keeping it in. I think a problem shared is a problem halved, and even just talking to you guys makes me feel so much better and less alone in the situation. We're going on our 3rd week next week of this drama with my tenancy, and I still don't know what the situation is. Leaving, if we're staying, if we're wanted to stay, if we're wanted to leave. It's very unclear at this current moment of time. But on a completely different parenting mama note, it is nearly time for potty training. And I don't know why I'm so intimidated by it, but I think change in general always causes a little bit of like, unsteadiness inside. So the fact that Etta's going to go through the biggest change, like her entire life so far, she's had nappies and she's never had to think about where and when she goes and does her business. So to have this change is quite crazy. So much advice has been shared through books, podcasts, and just chatting to people like at Etta's nursery, other mums and things like that. And I'm also reading a book called Surviving Toddler or something like that. Surviving the Toddler, something like that. I'll share the book because it's really good so far. And there's like 7 different methods of potty training that you can choose from. One of them that I'm probably going to lean towards is like the 3-day kind of cold turkey. You choose 3 days when you and your toddler are at home, and basically there's just no nappy. At some point it will land on the potty. That's kind of the gist of it. There's pros and cons to each method. That one, for example, is then getting them used to having pants back on. And obviously there'll be a lot of mess on probably day 1. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm trying to mix all the methods together, to be honest with you. And one of them says to do a little like potty box next to the potty, and to add some fun things that they can read, play, etc. whilst they're on the potty. Etta loves to sit on it, but she hasn't yet clearly relaxed her body enough to wee. That's a real hurdle for them, is to not feel tense on the potty and to actually relax. And then once they've done one wee, then they'll be like, oh, amazing. This potty was literally out all day yesterday, so actually it's quite dirty, which is not very nice. But carry potty, and it's because to get her used to sitting on the toilet and then going out for days and then getting her used to this as well, for me just sounds like double the stress. This being a completely new object to get used to, I'd rather just jump straight to this, and then she can use this around the house. So I actually have 2 of these. I have this like beigey one, obviously very aesthetic, and then I've got one that's pink with like a unicorn's face on, which lives in the car already. But they're great. Like I said, I kind of just put this in the living room and in the dining area, in the kitchen, like wherever she's playing, and hope that she sits on it, and she loves to sit on it so far. But yes, missing the point where she passes some kind of wee-wees. One thing I've done is, you'll see there's a little black spot. These are stickers that I've got from Amazon that apparently when they wee on them, a little animal appears. So it might be an elephant or a bear or something. So that's really cute. So I might pour some water on it to show her what will appear, maybe. Currently I'm trying to explain to her that if you do wee-wees on here, then you'll see an animal. And she's kind of like, yeah, a good one. It's a great make-believe tale you've got there, mama, but not buying it. So that's where she's at. So I need her to just do some kind of sprinkle of something on here, and then she'll see the animal, and then it will motivate her. So anyway, that's the potty I'm using. Then I got this adorable box. Genuinely, how cute is it? It's the Martha Stewart collection at Home Sense. So really, really pretty box, and I've started making something just to sit next to the potty. But the only trouble with this is making sure she doesn't take these things away from the potty. Like, these are meant potty area only, which is easier said than done so far. I've obviously got a Miss Rachel potty Time with Bean book. She's already, Rachel, Rachel, when she sees this book, and she loves it. So that's so far a nice one. Then there's more of those stickers that if they wee on them, they will see an animal. I've also put one of her favourite pairs of sunglasses on. I figured she can like wear them when she's on the potty and be like her potty glasses, you know? Peace, babe. But once again, she's like, glasses, glasses. Like, she's like, why are they in a box and I'm not allowed to wear them all around the house? Then I've got her some stickers. So far, when she sits on the potty, she gets a sticker. But obviously, the hope is that she will get like 2 stickers if she does a wee, and so on and so forth. Apparently having a little bit of an instrument of some kind when they're on the potty relaxes their muscles. Anyway, my mum got this for her ages ago and she absolutely adores it. It is a harmonica. I obviously disinfect it all the time. But yeah, so I thought this could go in her potty box now. Now I know she will see this and be like, give that to me immediately. I'm not leaving it in a box, like in a secluded area. I'm running around the gaff with that. But one can try. I also got loads of the training potty pants. And I believe the way that these work is that they are cottony enough that she will feel the wetness way more than obviously a nappy, because nappies these days are so advanced that they just don't even feel anything, which is good up until this point. But this, she will feel the wet when she does a wee, but it won't leak through and create a mess all over the furniture. So that's an option. But then today I'm also going to go and buy her some actual knickers, which is just so cute. See if they work better, because that might be a bit too much of a crutch for her, as in these. And she might need proper actual knickers to get the point. But she's excited to use the potty. Nursery said that she gets upset when her friends go on the potty and she's like not allowed effectively. So yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna give it a go this weekend and let you guys know how I get on. I've also ordered on Amazon a Peppa Pig potty chart. And you like tick off each day. If you sit on the potty, you do a wee on the potty. So hopefully with that being Peppa Pig, which is her guilty pleasure, 100%, hopefully that will also resonate. And then I've also got another book, a Hey Dougie version of the potty book for her in this box as well. So this is Etta's little potty box. Really trying my best here and really need to initiate potty training. But she's so funny. She knows when I'm trying to explain something to her and she'll just say no and walk away. Like, I have the sassiest little girl in the world, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, her personality is epic. I'm going to leave this video here. I will let you know how potty training gets on this weekend, and please cross your fingers. And then I'll also obviously keep you updated with my tenancy, because wow, I couldn't have written this one. Like, I mean it when I say I'm a good person. I'm not a rubbish human. Like, I'm not nasty, I'm not bitchy, I'm no for an absolute fact, and I've been around enough to meet people that are bad humans. I'm not one of them. I'm a good girl, and everything I do is done with love, and all I try and do is spread happiness and joy and positivity genuinely. So nothing is done maliciously, nothing has been done with a negative thought in my mind, especially adding my style to such a beautiful house. So to be accused of doing something naughty basically has been really, really hard on my soul. So hopefully this all corrects itself over the next week or so, and then we will know our fate. Oh God, I feel like ever since I've started my channel, there's been some form of house drama, whether it's us trying to buy one and it falling through, or this right now. It's a funny old life, isn't it? But I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful weekend. I'm so excited to be back posting. That 2-week stint, I didn't like our break. We're not doing that again. We're staying together forever. And I will see you guys next week. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like the video. It means the absolute world to me, especially now more than ever. See you guys later. Bye. Mwah.